Hello, class. This is Mr. Eggleston, and this is my ad hoc review for your quiz for Advanced Algebra Quiz 1.5 through 1.7. There are going to be 4 questions on your test quiz. One of them I can't really do a review of. It's just, it concerns slope. So make sure you understand slope, positive slope, negative slope, zero slope, and undefined slope. But then you're going to have 3 problems where I'm going to ask you to write the equation given the situation and then to graph the equation. So here's the first type. Okay? You'll be given something like, you're 2 hours. At 2 hours, you are 5 miles from home. All right? So they tell you this. You're driving, I guess. I made this up on the spot. Okay? Why is that not working? That's weird. Okay. And then 6 hours, you are 25 miles from home. Then it says write a linear equation, and they tell you what form to use. Slope, intercept, form. So you had to know your forms. Slope, intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So think about this. They gave you 2 points for, this is for A. 1 point was 2, 6. The other point was 6. I'm sorry, did I say 2, 6? 2, 5, because it's 5 miles. And then it's 6, 25. My pen's tip is ruined, so I have to get a new pen, apparently. Or a new tip. All right, so remember, M is the slope and B is the y-intercept. So we're going to first find the slope. The slope, M, equals the change in output, the change in y over the change in input, or the change in x. That would be 25 minus 5, I'm subtracting those 2, over the change in input would be 6 minus 2. All right? That works out to be 20 over 4, which is a slope of 5. Oh my goodness. All right? So we got the slope to be 5, and that's 5 miles per hour. Miles is on top over hour. Okay. And then it says in 2 hours, you are 5. Oh my gosh, the way this works out. So your equation looks like this so far. 5x plus b. We want to figure out b. And they told us that in 2 hours, you were 5 miles from home. So if you plug that in, you get 5 equals 10 plus b, and b equals negative 5. So your equation would be this. Y equals 5x minus 5. I made this up on the spot, so it's kind of interesting how my slope came out to be 5 and my y-intercept came out to be negative 5. A little bit interesting, the physical meaning of the y-intercept being negative 5 is that when at the beginning of your trip, when t equals 0, you were actually 5 miles in the opposite direction from your home. So the negative sign makes the interpretation a little bit weird, but that's okay. Then B was just to graph this. So that would be, here's your axis. The y-intercept is negative 5, so let's make this negative 5. The slope is up 5 over 1, and since we're at up 5 means we're at the x-axis, over 1 would put us here, and there's a second dot. Okay. So our graph of our line would be like that, where the x-intercept is at up 5 over 1 is at 1 comma 5, or 1 comma 0, I should say. Okay, and there you go. Notice I didn't make the line go in the downwards direction because for this problem it really doesn't make sense, but you could extend it down like that. All right, here's the second form of the equation. Let me kill that. Add, yellow. All right. It says a cab charge or Uber charges, I said that, I didn't write that, charges $1 per mile plus a pickup fee. For a 20-mile ride, they charged you $30. Write an equation in, and here's the form, point slope form, and then graph the equation, all right? Point slope form, y equals y1 plus mx minus x1. So they gave us one value of x. They gave us that for a 20-mile ride. For some reason, that's not working, so I'll go back to this. All right, they gave you for a 20-mile ride, they charged you $30. All right, and they told you that was $1 per mile. Well, that per mile fee is the slope, because that's every mile they charge you $1. All right, so, and they gave you the point basically of if x is the distance, y equals charge or fee, then they gave you the point. They gave us the point, charged you $30 for 20 miles. So 20, comma 30. So we use that. Equals 30 plus, the slope was 1, x minus 20. And there's the equation in slope-intercept form. And then that was A. B was to graph. Well, to graph this, you are given a point. You know that there's a point on this line that is 20, comma 30, and you know the slope is 1. So this is kind of big because I made this up, right? Hopefully on your test it's not going to be quite as large numbers as this. So all the way over here at 20 on the x, and then up here is 30 on the y. I guess that would put that point right about there. And the slope is down 1 over 1, or up 1 over 1, which would be like that. So this turns out to be a line like this. Now you would actually use the physical slope of 1 over 1, up 1 to the right 1, and do it that way. It's kind of hard to show on such a large grid, okay? And there's the graph. The last question, question numero 3. Johnny, our good friend Johnny, went to the store and bought 5 pencils and 10 pens, and he spent $20, $20. That's Espanolo for $20. All right, write a linear equation in standard form. Standard form is, here we go, ax plus by equals c. So so it will be, how do we do this? So it'll be 5 pencils. So I'm going to say X equals cost of pencils. Y equals cost of pens. And he spent $20. Oops, sorry, that I should have put, that's just your standard, so that should be just C. All right, so we bought 5 pencils. Oh, that's supposed to be white. I hate it when you think you selected it and it didn't take. So it'll be 5 pencils, 5X, plus 10Y equals $20. There's your equation. B was to graph said equation. When it's written in standard form, easiest way to graph it would be to find the X and Y intercepts. Gotta make sure that's straight. Okay, so the X-intercept, basically you cover up the Y, so you would do that, basically. And you saw 5X equals 20, that tells you the X-intercept is 20 over 5. Let me undo that. So the X-intercept equals 20 divided by 5, which is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The Y-intercept, let me use a different color. That's where X is 0, and you kind of ignore the X. And you have 10Y equals 20, or Y equals 2. So you got 2 points. You can graph the line. Make sure you draw straight lines. And there you go. And that's your quiz. Thank you. Bye-bye.